This is lesson 11, so we're going to start styling some of our elements in CSS. What you're going to notice here, there's a series of codes here such as width, margin, height, width, border radius that we're going to start exploring. Instead of going through the preset problems that they already have, I'm going to jump to bubble 8 in this lesson. And what we can notice is we have this large photo here, just like we've imported on our own images previously. I'm in the CSS page, and you can see I have an image tag in my CSS, because again, if I have a tag in my HTML, I can style it here in my CSS. So a few things as I just go through the list. I'm going to type a float, and what a float is, you have an example for a left or a right. And what that does is it moves your picture to the right and allows for a text wrap on the right side or the left side. So it allows you to, like in a document, have a text wrap around your photo based on the position of your float. We can also now start sizing our photo. So I'm going to come down to the width one, and I can choose something like 200. And again, this is going to be in pixels, so px. By choosing 200 pixels, that resizes that photo to 200 pixels. Now, the next thing I can do is change its height. Now, again, you might want to stick with what your photo's dimensions already are, but I'm just going to make a square photo, again, by 200 px standing for pixels. And you can see it changes that photo to fit my height pixels now. Returning to the next line, we can do things such as borders in this. So for example, there's something called border style. Let's do a double border. So you can see over here, we have 2 borders over here now. Now, we can also set the width of our line. There's lots of different ways to set it, but I'm just going to choose to set my border width to thick. We can see that's an option, and it'll thicken those lines right there. We can also change our border color, just like we can choose our own RGB or choose whatever we've chosen. So again, we're making decorations on our photo. We're changing its side now. We can do the radius of our border. And again, one of the things you can do is use different resources. I'm going to do 20 pixels for this border radius. And you're going to see, again, we're going to change, it should curve. I don't know why it didn't. There we go. I just had to refresh and save. So I get that nice curvature on it. Now margin, I type in my word margin here. What I'm doing is setting a margin around my element that I'm coding. So nothing can come within 20 pixels on all sides around it. So what we're really looking at here is we're just looking at how to style certain elements. We could do the same thing with our headers or paragraphs and apply some of these same rules to it to get that. To show you a resource, because again, we're only covering some of the basics in HTML and CSS. You're going to notice there's this website called W3 Schools. They have basically a dictionary for HTML, CSS, how to do anything in HTML or how to do anything in CSS languaging. So you could look for something specifically that you want to do in this, looking through their menu here. And for an example, I'm going to click on CSS, and we can see text or icons or fonts, and use this kind of as a way, or navigation bar, galleries, counters, website layouts, all this stuff. And it'll walk you through how to code that in CSS. So if you're really into this and want to dive a little bit deeper than the basics that we're covering in class and through these videos, feel free to jump in and explore some of these in the W3 Schools and really make your websites your own.